Yo, what's good? It's your boy Derek Branch here, SportsView360.com, covering the New Orleans Saints. And today, I just want to talk about what went down yesterday, the 2025 NFL Draft, the first round. The New Orleans Saints selected offensive tackle / guard Kelvin Banks out of the University of Texas. He is the first pick for the New Orleans Saints in this year's draft. And looked like I was right. If you read my mock draft, which is posted in the community tab of our channel, I had Kelvin Banks as the first round pick for the Saints this season, and I know a lot of people are upset with the pick. I understand why, but you got to build this team inside out, man. You have to build this team inside out. I know there's a need for quarterback, and the situation with Derek Carr is just getting weirder by the week. Things as information just continues to pour out on that situation. But you got to have a good offensive line, regardless of who is your quarterback. Spencer Rattler, Derek Carr, Hayner, whoever. You gotta build those trenches up inside out. And I was listening to WWL last night on the radio, and Bobby Abraham mentioned the Saints have drafted the most offensive or defensive linemen since 2002. They're the team that has drafted the most offensive linemen, defensive linemen since 2002. That's a lot of defensive and offensive linemen, and I can understand why, the fans are upset at the pick, because you continue to go at this well, and you're not having, you have not produced, you're not having adequate results, Trevor Penny. What's up with that? Trevor Penny, Isaiah Foskey, Davenport, Nick Salvadori, the guy at Notre Dame, Isaiah Foskey. Look like we might find somebody. Look like we have a gem in LAC from Wanda, picked from last year. This year now you got Kelvin Banks. And if you pick an offensive lineman that high, you better love him, like Mickey Loomis said. He better become an all-pro at the position. So I'm not really all too upset about the pick, but I can understand why a lot of the fan base are disappointed. And so far, the way things turned out, the Saints didn't trade back. They didn't trade up. Only team that traded up in the draft was the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They switched places. Cleveland picked fifth, and Jacksonville moved up to the second spot to take Travis Hunter. Mason Graham was off the board. Tyler Warren was off the board. Tyler Graham was available. You had guys like Michael Williams, Malachi Starks, Jalen Walker. Instead, the Saints opted for a offensive tackle. You even had Jackson Dart, which went towards the back of the first round to the New York Giants. The Giants got back into the first round by trade with, I believe, Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. Traded with Atlanta and got I'm not sure, but they got back in the first round and got Jackson Dart because a lot of rumors were out there swirling that Jackson Dart wasn't going to go past pick 9, which was the Saints, and that turned out not to be true. So it's just a lot of smoke screens out there, Saints were going to, a lot of rumors about the Saints being interested in Shedeur Sanders. That turned out to not to be true, So these next couple of rounds, we got to wait and see. We just got to wait and see what's going to happen. Quarterback still in need. Edge rusher. To me, wide receiver. Get another wide receiver in that room. Perhaps a bigger wide receiver. But I don't think, even though the Saints got 9 picks in this draft, they're not going to, realistically, they're not going to address every need in this draft. They're not going to hit on all these picks. Maybe, you don't know. But if you want to have a really good season, to be for the division, I say that your first picks from rounds 1 through 4 need to be a hit, need to pop. You need to have starters in those picks, in those rounds. You need to find starters, the guys that can contribute straight off the bat, like they did in 2017 with Marshawn Lattimore, Alvin Kamara, Trey Hendrickson, Marcus Williams. That's what you need to do. That's what they need to do. But I think it's gonna be a good pick, man. He's a guy that can play tackle, left tackle, right tackle, can play guard, so you can move him around. And the Saints kind of threw out a hint once they announced that they were going to pick up Trevor Penning's 5th-year option. So I think that kind of put things in motion on where they were standing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe Trevor Penning gets moved over to left guard, and they put Banks at right tackle. That's a possibility. But Michael Williams, they didn't take talks about them taking Michael Williams. That didn't happen. So a lot of it, man, was just a bunch of smoke screens, man. If we're being honest, the drama was around Shedeur Sanders. That's where a lot of the drama was at. Where Shedeur Sanders was going to go. You know what I'm saying? And Saints still have a shot at taking him in the next round. But I don't think it's going to happen, man. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to look at Tyler Show, Jalen Milroe, maybe. But I don't think they're going to take Shedeur Sanders, man. I just don't. But we'll see. Because the rumor earlier was that notion is that they like Shedeur Sanders, but not in the first round. So maybe they do take him at pick 40. But there also been talk about them liking Tyler Shuck, quarterback out of Louisville. So there's that, man. But second round tonight, I think third round as well. So a lot to look forward to tonight in regards to which direction they're going to go. Are they going to take a quarterback? Are they going to wait another round to take that quarterback? And if they do, if they wait to the third round to take a quarterback, that tells me a lot about this upcoming season. Derek Carr and all that, like his status going forward. Because yesterday's brother announced that Carr would prefer to go through a rehab and play this season. And that would make a lot of sense. Go through a rehab, don't get the surgery, play this season, have a good year in the Kellen Moore, and build your stock up for teams that could potentially want you for 2026. That would make the most sense. Instead of trying to not play at all this season because you're upset because the Saints gonna take a quarterback. And they didn't even take a quarterback in the first round. It might not take one in the second round, the way it's looking, the way the optics are playing out. But we'll see, man. But Kelvin Banks, offensive tackle / guard, was a pick at 9 for the Saints in the first round. Second round is tonight. Second through the fourth round is tonight, I believe. So we'll see how it all play out, man. But that's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me feel. What are your thoughts on the Saints taking Kelvin Banks at 9? Did you have another player that you prefer to take? And check out sportsview360.com for this content with more on the Saints and much more. blessed day. Peace. I'm out.